What happens when a single mom refuses to let her past define her future? You get Coach Nathaly Mora, a powerhouse transforming lives one mom at a time. Stick around because her story is going to light you up. Hey now, friends, welcome back to another episode of the Digital Mayors Podcast, the place where we spotlight and highlight the people, the organizations, the businesses, and the gems that make South Florida a great place to live, work, play, learn, and give.
That's right, my brother. Whether it's a nonprofit changing lives, an entrepreneur building something amazing, or a secret spot you need to check out, we're here to shine a light on it.
Yes, and if you are new here, welcome. Thank you for joining us. And to our loyal listener, see how I did that? Our loyal listeners, we love you, we appreciate you, and we are so grateful that you are back to join us today. Thank you.
Yes, and before we dive into our folks at home, we want to know what's your favorite hidden gem in South Florida. Drop it in the comments, DM us, tag us at the Digital Mayors Podcast so we can shout you out on our next episode.
Yes, and so today's guest, I'm looking at her over here. Today's guest is a friend. She's a
friend.
She's a friend.
Right.
No, she's a friend. She's a community leader. She is a coach who is changing lives around South Florida and beyond, right? And Coach Nathaly Mora is the founder of Nathaly Mora Coaching and creator of the MORA Method. The MORA Method: mindfulness, ownership, reconnection, and action.
That's right. She helps moms connect with their kids and themselves, and her story of turning pain into purpose is one that hits deep. Let's welcome the terrific coach, Nathaly Mora.
Nathaly, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Wish I had drumsticks.
Thank you, guys. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, we are definitely glad that you joined us. Thank you for making some time for us today.
Yes.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. And so before we jump in, though, if you or someone you know is buying, selling, or refinancing a home, please, let's chat. The Nathanson Brothers Real Estate and Mortgage team is here to make the process smooth and even fun. We do things the right way, and when things go wrong, we do the right thing. And if you mention this episode of the podcast, we will give you a credit on your appraisal up to a $750 savings.
Did I approve that?
You did approve that.
All right, fine.
Well, I approved it, so you approved it. So to get that, visit us at nathansonbrothers.com to get started.
Sounds good.
Yeah, let's jump in. Let's jump in. So, Nathaly, we've known each other for a little bit now, huh?
I guess so.
It's been a couple of years anyway. It's been a couple of years anyway. So from basketball games to community events, I almost hate to say this in front of her, you bring like a grounded and uplifting energy.
Thank
So
you.
outside of work, what keeps you moving? What keeps you centered? What keeps you focused?
Ooh, there's so many things, but couple of things that are non-negotiable for me is working out, exercising daily, 5:30 in the morning. It's the one thing that I'm like, I don't postpone. I always get to it. I like to take care of my body. And while I'm working out, I actually listen to podcasts. So I do listen to the podcast.
Thank you.
You do?
Of course, I do.
We're honored.
I love a lot of different podcasts, but everything that has to do with mindset. So while I'm working out, I'm also, taking care of my mind. And I do like to do a lot of things for my inner child, my little girl. I love to just do drawings or coloring. It's one of my passions, and it keeps me grounded. It keeps me just relaxed.
Like actual coloring in a coloring book? Or
I do.
You know
like
those adult
mandalas.
coloring books?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
what I do.
Well, no, so do you remember Elise, who used to work the front desk at the mortgage office?
Yes.
Elise Fisher, right? She's not a kid. She's a couple of years older than me. And she does the same. Like, she goes home and she colors. And she does like some of the digital ones too, where it's the same kind of thing. That's so cool.
I like the book. I like to touch the book,
Yeah.
the color, the different markers, everything that has to do with it. It just relaxes me. So that keeps me grounded.
I love that.
And then I guess one thing that I do love to do, and I also encourage moms to do, is journaling. It just helps me to put everything that is going on here in my mind, to have more clarity and just organize my ideas. So I do that daily as well.
That's awesome. When do you do your journaling? Morning, noon?
In the morning,
Yeah.
like right before work, I just take 5-10 minutes. It's one page, and I just write down everything that's going on, what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, and then just get it out of my system, look at it, kind of like organize my ideas, and then just start my day.
Love that.
That's really cool.
Love that.
So your son Sebastian is a star on the basketball court, just
is.
like my boy Jacob. And as a matter of fact, they played pretty well together,
They
at least
do.
that one game
Yeah,
last
the last
season.
one,
Right?
The last time.
So-
it was really good.
What lessons from parenting and sports have helped shape your coaching style?
Ooh. Well, I
Told you we're
guess-
going to make you think, right?
I know. Well, basketball, it just it meant a lot to me.
Mm-hmm.
It goes back to my younger years and when I was in college. I started playing basketball when I was in high school. I went to a school, like a basketball school,
Yeah.
and back in Colombia. And that's how I paid for college when I went to school in Colombia. That's how
Really?
I paid for my career. I'm a psychologist as well. So that's when I went to the university. I got my scholarship through basketball. I know I'm tiny,
Right.
but I'm powerful. So basketball, of course, it taught me to be just that confidence, that organized, discipline. And all of it transferred to school, my career. Now with my son, of course, he loves basketball. At the beginning, he didn't. He loved soccer.
Ah, really?
And I was so devastated because he didn't want to play basketball. And I still supported him. I mean, I wanted him to
course.
play any sport.
Right.
It didn't matter.
Just move.
Just to be able to, be part of a sport. I love that. Healthy lifestyle. And then one year he came, like he was around 5, I think, 6. And he's like, Mom, you know what? I actually want you to teach me how to play basketball because I want to do this now. I was like the happiest.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since he's been playing basketball, I love going to the games, watching him. And
He's so
of
good.
course, thank you. I agree with you. And ever since, just being able to be there for him, to support him, show him that what discipline takes. He's always playing. One of the best things that I think I want to recognize is his emotional balance when he's playing. He doesn't let like
He's
the
the calmest
emotions
guy
of
on
the
the court,
game
always.
to get to him. I have parents that come to me and they're always asking me, is he always like that?
Right.
All calm, like seems like he's just there and
Yeah.
so focused. So those things, I think that's what I take from that combination from sports, playing basketball, and then combining it with motherhood, just that emotional component where it just allows me to be present for my son and to have that one thing in common that just gets us closer.
That's cool. You know nothing about that, right?
No.
You're right. It's like
You
it's like
know,
my brother
yeah.
and Jacob, right? The two of them are every day playing basketball in the backyard.
He gets mad at me
Or the
like if I
why.
take a day off. I'm like, bro,
I hear
Daddy
ya.
needs a little break every now and then. I'm not 12. This
Yeah.
is tough. But
Hear ya.
I love it. I freaking love it. I love playing with him every day. I'm going to do it until I can't.
Yeah, I love that the same
Sebastian.
thing that you guys have the bond.
Yeah.
Yes.
That you can do something together, and I'm sure you use it to have some conversations too. You're playing, you're shooting, you're rebounding, and hey, you have some life lessons and some conversations and some guidance. I love that you have that.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say something that Sebastian would tell me, and he invites me to play at home, and inside he has this little hoop, and I'm like, I don't like it when it's in home, and then he's like, Mom, but then I'm gonna grow up, and then we're not gonna spend time together, and we're not gonna have this time,
Guilt.
and I'm like,
He's good.
You're so good. He's so smart for that, and I'm like, don't use that on me. He's like, but you tell me, and I'm like, you know what? Let's play a little bit, and then I'm like, I think about it. It's true.
Yeah.
He's
Who
growing
wins?
up. He wins.
Of course he does.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
He's so good now.
Listen,
I don't
he's so
even-
quick. That first step is so good for Sebastian. I'm sure he jukes you or fakes you, and then he's around you and he's just dunking.
I'm so frustrated now. I tell him like, what's the point? You're always going to win, but I enjoy it.
I love that. All right, so let me ask. So you played basketball. Sebastian, king of the court. My brother and I have had the pleasure of witnessing your mom play basketball.
It was better than.
Well, so here's the question.
Oh, boy.
Who's the GOAT? In the family, who's the best?
Right now,
Yeah.
Sebastian.
Yeah.
There's not a comparison.
And
my
you know-
son, my brother played basketball as well.
Oh, yeah?
In college too. He was so good. There's a lot of similar things when I see him. When I remember seeing him play in college, and now with Sebastian, and we talk about it in
Oh,
my
yeah?
family because we all love basketball.
Right.
We're so passionate about it, and we talk about it, and then we say, yeah, but Sebastian is he actually mastered it to another level compared to all of us. Yeah. I have to.
And so again, and remind me, your mom, who again, we don't have to give away her age, but she's a couple minutes older than I am, like barely.
Yes.
She still plays,
She still plays.
like
Yeah,
regularly.
we played on New
Yeah,
Year's.
I know. That's what I'm saying. But like she plays regularly.
She was awesome.
She loves it.
Nathaly wasn't playing, but Mom was.
I know she loves it. Back in Colombia, she moved recently, and back in Colombia, she had her group of friends that they were always going out every morning, 7 a.m. for 2 hours, running around, and they were moms
awesome.
that were older, like
Yeah.
older than her. 70, 80 years old, and they were
Really?
running around, and I'm like, how do you do it? And that was the one thing she always looked forward. So now that she moved here, it's a little harder, but she found this park closer to where she lives, and she found this all like a group of guys playing, and she's like, can I play? That's another thing. Every time I play here as well, and it was always surrounded by guys, and then they will always question, are you sure? Yeah, let's play. I
Right.
can do this. Same with my mom. So I guess I got it from her. That's what she's always done.
I was gonna say. I thought right again. It skipped a generation. Right.
Not this
Mom's really good. Sebastian's really good. Nathaly, yeah, I don't know.
I know that's what you want me to say, but not happening today.
All right, fine. Let's change subject for a second.
The evil face. She's got the evil face
Oh, yeah,
on.
she does. So let me ask you this. Take us back to the turning point. What made you realize that you were meant to coach other moms? Like, how did that come to you?
I went to college for psychology, right? So I'm a psychologist. And I remember when I was like about 18 years old, 19 years old, I told my dad, I want to be a coach. I don't know about what, but I know in my future, I'll be a coach, a life coach. He was like, okay, do whatever you have to do. Well, time passed by, and I never, got to that point to be the coach that I wanted to be. And then Sebastian was born, and that's when things started happening. He's this beautiful mirror that just came to show me everything that I love about myself, but the not so good parts about myself as well. And that's when I started having that conflict and realization that, wow, now I'm responsible for this kid. And I was still like trying to be able to figure out life myself. How do I do this now with him? And then I was married for a long time. It was almost 20 years.
Oh, wow.
And then things started to change. Obviously, when Sebastian was born, there were a lot of differences between me and my partner, my ex-partner. And those things just started to kind of like grow exponentially and impacted my son and our dynamic. And I feel like that was a turning point for me when I realized that I didn't want him to grow up in an environment where he wasn't feeling safe and where we were not being ourselves and we were not giving him, the best that we could as parents.
Yeah.
And so I got divorced. And while I was going through my divorce, it took some, couple of years for me to make that decision. Obviously because of him, for Sebastian. Didn't want him to suffer. But at the same time, it was because of him. I didn't want him to give him a better life.
Because you didn't want him to suffer.
Exactly.
Right.
And so we got divorced, and that's when I feel like I decided that I wanted to be a better mom. I thought I wasn't being a good mom. And that impacted me so much because I was having a lot of discussions and arguments and fights with my son, and he didn't love me, and he will come home and not even give me a hug, and I felt like the worst
That's
mom
heartbreaking.
ever. And that is when I decided that I didn't want that to continue to be the case. And I wanted to reconnect with him and just rebuild that trust and that he will see me as a safe place for him.
Oh, I love that.
And that's what I do for moms. I just want them to be that safe place. We just want our kids to come to us and know the neighbor or their friends and then get advice from someone else. We want to be that safe place for them. And that's when I decided. I went and I got my certification as a coach in combination with my psychologist experience and my own personal experience as a single mom. And that's when I decided to create and found Nathaly Mora Coaching.
So cool.
I love it. So speaking of Nathaly Mora Coaching, you got the MORA Method, right?
Yes.
Mindfulness, ownership, reconnection, and action. It's simple and powerful, right? Can you tell us a little bit about each of the pillars and how they show up in your clients' lives?
Yeah, so it's like you said, it's an easy 4-step process. It's just so simple that I use it so that moms can remember how to do it and how to apply it on a daily basis. So of course, the mindset and mindfulness, that part has to do with everything with your mindset, your limiting beliefs that are not allowing you to connect with your kid, that are just there, kind of like disrupting. Okay, now I'm laughing.
You could.
Okay, back. Can we do it again?
You're good. No, so the MORA method.
Yeah, the mindset piece is just to identify your limiting beliefs and what is contributing to that disconnect with your son or with your child. And having those mindfulness practices that would allow you to just be grounded and find yourself. So, like I was mentioning before, journaling, meditating, just exercising, things that will help. And this is obviously personalized for each mom, because each family is a complete different dynamic. So this is why I do it very specific for each mom. Then, of course, we have the taking, ownership, just owning what is happening in your life and your relationship with your son, with your daughter right now, and understanding that you are the main responsible party on that disconnect or in that relationship.
Right.
Identifying that will help, help moms to say, yes, this is happening. I recognize it. Now, how can I do better? And that's when we go into the reconnection part. Just finding that vulnerability, just having better communication skills, working on emotional intelligence, and how to better connect with your children so that you can find those little things that will allow you to connect with them. And then lastly, but not least, just action. Just creating those action plans that would allow you to connect not only with your child, but also with yourself. Just going back to yourself and understanding, what do you like? Who are you as a woman, as a mom? And then being able to connect and just put those things into practice so that you can start creating that change that you want to see in your relationship with your kids. And that's it. And then we reassess. After you put things into practice, you'll be able to see, okay, this is working, this is not working. And then we get together and we just kind of like go back into those 4 pillars and 4 steps of the process of the MORA methodology.
Beautiful. It's almost like she knows what she's talking about.
Well, I was just going to say, how cool is it? She wasn't looking at notes. I think one of the things that makes it so powerful, really, and that you're able to be so effective is that you're educated in it and you're experienced in it, and you put that together and you've come up with the MORA method. I think that's incredibly powerful. And I think it comes across that, because listen, we've known each other for at least a handful of years now. My experience of Nathaly is that she's congruent.
She was worried about what you were
I
going to
know
say.
she was.
Thank you. I was like, oh
Did
my
you see her
God.
face? I saw it at the corner of my eye. I saw her flinch a little bit.
Damn, be nice.
Yeah. No, but really, I see you are congruent, meaning you say what you think, what you know, what you feel, and you mean what you say. Like you've experienced it. So you've A/B tested the good, the bad, the ugly, and you've figured out what really worked for you. And then after experiencing it with so many other moms, I'm sure you tweak it a little bit along the way. And like you said, it's different for every person.
Yes.
That's very cool.
And you just reminded me of something that actually one of my clients said. She knew me from another, friend, and then we kind of like connected. And she said, I've seen you with your son. I've seen you when he comes and he hugs you, or you just give him a kiss, or he comes and he's talking to you. And I want that.
Yeah.
And I've seen it. And when she said that, I was like, wow, I guess I didn't realize, yes, I am actually doing it, and it shows. And so that's what makes it so powerful.
Yeah.
Listen,
it's very
clear. By example.
Yeah, it's very clear. You and Sebastian have a good relationship. Now, don't get me wrong, right? You have ups and downs, you butt heads. Of course,
it's not
you're
perfect.
mom and son. That's life. You're human. He likes you. He doesn't just love you because you're his mom. He likes you, and it's very clear. It's very clear. And so, speaking of love, I know you have said that self-love is at the heart, at the root of better parenting. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, well, self-love, it's everything. If you don't love yourself, how can you love someone else? You can give from what you lack. And, it's cheesy, and I know a lot of other coaches may say it and a lot of other professionals, but it's like the mask on the airplane. If you don't put the mask first, how can you help anyone else?
Right.
And that's when I think about self-love is just putting yourself first. You're your priority. You're your best project. And when you work on yourself and you give yourself that love, it becomes so much easier to just give love to others and just take care of everybody else. So in this case, your kids, your family, but it all starts with yourself.
Yeah.
And by the way, am I the release valve? So you love for everybody and then you just
Which is a
pick
little
on me?
different. Yeah, I just give you less amount of love.
Wow.
bit that Anki.
What's something most people misunderstand about coaching or coaches?
Well, I think that this is not something that they need. Asking for help is just a sign of vulnerability or just a weakness instead.
Yeah.
It's not something that we have been taught, especially as moms. And majority of my clients are Hispanic, Latino moms. And in our culture, we're being taught that we need to do everything at the same time, and it has to be perfect. So asking for help is not something that you
Right. Are used to. It's not built into
used
the
to.
culture.
correct. And so realizing that you need help, that you're struggling, and then going and reaching out for up to a professional and say, hey, I need your help. That takes a lot of courage and a lot of just working and saying, you know what, I do need help. And I feel like that's just the biggest challenge for coaches and professionals is when someone gets to that point that, you know what, I need help, it's because they really just like at the bottom, like they don't know what else to do. And I feel like we shouldn't get to that
Yeah.
point.
Well, listen, we've been talking sports. Listen, Michael Jordan had a great coach. Lots of great coaches, right?
Sebastian had a great coach.
Sebastian has had probably the best coach in basketball history.
I'm still debating
Michael
on that, but
Nathanson.
sure.
He's up there. But no, right? Tiger Woods has coaches.
Yeah.
I know lots of business people like with coaches over the years. Coach isn't someone that you necessarily just hire or work with because you're in trouble and you're hurting and you're scared. No. A coach helps you stay the course that you're looking to go. A coach helps keep you between the lines and helps teach you things that you don't know, whether you know them or not. Like a coach is a great thing. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign, honestly, I think, of strength to say, hey, you know what? I don't know everything. And she knows something that I don't know. Maybe I can learn something from her. I know
agree.
I know I gestured
I
toward
agree
you.
with you.
Yeah, whatever.
I completely agree with you.
I didn't
But
mean you.
I would like to say that what coaches do, and is one of my favorite words, is it gives you a different perspective.
Is that your? Yeah, I think I knew that.
That's my favorite, one of my favorite
Yeah.
words,
think I knew that.
perspective.
Yeah, same.
Because that's what it is. And so with a lot of my clients, that's what I do. I just guide them. They have the answers, but they just, need that extra push where it's like, what about this from a different perspective? And they're like, oh, I never saw it like that. Oh, now this makes more sense.
Listen, I just talked with Casey, who's the new psychotherapist in our BNI group. And we talked about, she said something about really what she does is she helps people self-realize. Because it's more powerful. When you figure it out on your own, you're like, oh, shit. Oh,
Those
yeah.
aha moments.
Correct. And it's like we've learned in sales. If someone knows something well and you tell them what to do, they're not going to do it because they already know. But if you make it their idea, hey, listen, Nathaly, I don't have to tell you. You already know that, blah, 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 blah. There's more of a chance because I'm saying, well, you already know. And then I put something after it. If I help you realize something that you already know, you go, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And remember, Tony Robbins, if you change the way you look at things,
The things you
the
look
things
at
you
change.
look at change,
Yeah, we learned that from him, right?
which is so powerful, so simple yet so powerful.
Absolutely.
All right, so our friend Nathaly.
This Nathaly?
This Nathaly. We shouted her out before. Our friend Nathaly recently won the Hispanic Entrepreneur Initiative's Empower Symposium pitch competition. And it was awesome. We had the pleasure of being in the audience during your presentation. And you were awesome. It was so, come on.
She was awesome.
She was awesome.
Let's say it. I
You were
want to hear
awesome.
it.
You were
Thank
awesome, Nathaly. Nathaly Mora, you were
We're
awesome.
gonna delete these. Ben, mark this for deletion, please.
I want it there. Ben.
But really, it was, right, knowing you socially, we have fun, we laugh, we shoot the breeze. We've had some good conversations too. To see you in your element, talking about what you're educated about and experienced in and using to help other people was incredibly cool.
Thank you.
I think we all told you that, right? So you, me, Fernanda, Michael Piccoli was in the audience. Alex Price was the moderator. Like, we've all talked about it separately, not in front of you. And we're like, holy shit, she knows her stuff. Like, she's really good.
I was blown away.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew you were good. I knew you were smart. I knew you knew what you're talking about. Watching that presentation, I was blown
different
away.
level. It was
I
a different.
appreciate
It was
it.
you ready? It was a different perspective.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I like it.
It was very cool. So, preparing for that and doing that. Tell us about that a little. Like, what was that about? How did that work for you?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
Thank you.
I was asked if I wanted to participate, and I was like, sure. It sounded like I just needed to do like an elevator pitch, and I was like, yeah, 30 seconds, I'm good. I can do this. And then we went. It was against other 8 business, and when we went to the first kind of like reunion just to understand a little bit better, then I was like, oh no, this is not what I was thinking. And then I went home. I was like, I don't think I want to do this. This is too hard. And I'm like in front of people and I need to talk about all of this. I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. And I remember I felt like, I'm just going to call back Julie Moore and just tell her I'm not doing this. I even had a conversation with my brother. He's my best friend. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not up for this. And then the next day, I remember I woke up and it's like the entire conversation just came into my mind. And I started kind of like putting everything together. I was like, I think this is a sign. This happens to me a lot. I have a lot of dreams and things like that. And then when I realized that piece and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. This is actually challenging for me. It's getting me out of my comfort zone. I love doing public speaking. I know when I get to do it, I'm very confident and I just, do it. But when I have to prepare for it, then I kind of like get scared. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm proud of you that you did that. And something that it just made me think of, and my brother, I'm sure, is sick of me having said it at least this week several times. So similar, not similar at all, right? The Boston Red Sox. The season has started, and Rafael Devers has the worst start in Major League Baseball history, right?
Before last night.
Before last night. But the worst start in Major League Baseball history. And what did I say to you? I said, he needs a coach to get his head in the game, and he can take the worst start in Major League history and turn it into the best friggin' comeback, right? The best turnaround story, right? So the same thing.
Don't call it a comeback.
Been here for years?
Yeah.
So, sorry, we got that. But like same kind of thing. Oh no, I don't want to do it. And then you turn it around and not just did a great job, you won the competition over some good competition, because we didn't get to see all 8 presenters, but we got to see a handful. And it's like I say about Podcast Junkie Studios. Podcast Junkie Studios, where we are, right? My brother and I have been so fortunate to have been asked to be guests on other people's podcasts. And we've recorded at almost every other studio in the Boca Raton, Delray Beach area. And they're good. This is just better. Podcast Junkie Studios is just better. And it's the same thing. The other people that were in the competition, they were good. You were just better. It was really cool. You should be proud of yourself.
Thank you. And I am. And I was honored to be, competing against them. They did their best, of course, like everyone. And you asked me before, what did I do? One, I have to admit, and I was like, you know what? This is a challenge. And I'm just going to get out of my comfort zone and I'm just going to do it. What? Because I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
Let's see. And I remember in that meeting, they asked, why are you doing this? And I said, because I'm going to win. And I was the only one that said that. And I was like joking, because I joke a lot.
And when
a
you're
little
nervous,
bit, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, but I'm going to win because I'm going to win. And so I started preparing myself and I started putting my notes. And then what I did is, in my living room, I will practice and I will just have that vision of how it was going to just actually happen, which I do a lot.
Yeah,
just
visualization is so important.
It's key.
It's so impactful.
So I was talking to myself in the living room, practicing as if I was in front of 100 people. And then how was I going to move, like what I was going to say, and then repeating it. And just, no, I don't like this, tweaking it until I got the final product. And then that morning I woke up and I was confident. I was like, I already saw it.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And
I do the same thing, by the way.
beautiful.
I make my wife sit when I have to do a presentation. She doesn't care. No, she doesn't care. She loves me, but she doesn't care about what I'm presenting
saying.
about. And I'm like, look, I just need to present to you. Please let me do it twice. Let me just do it. And then she sits there and pretends to listen. No, she listens and critiques, and that's how I get ready for all of my presentations as well. And it's important, first off, to practice it, right? Don't just get up there and wing it.
Everything's practice. I mean, you do have your own like talent, and you know where your strengths are. But then practicing, it just helps to get better.
Correct. Listen, we've talked about sports a whole lot. We've had coaches tell us over the years, right, talking about football. Football players practice during the season, they practice 5 or 6 days a week for several hours a day to play for 60 minutes.
Yep.
The play is the least amount of their time and effort.
Yeah.
Practice? We talking about practice? That's what it's about.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
For sure.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
I love it.
So you're someone who really leans into the community. I'm not going to ask you about food because I know you don't love food, which is weird. But are there any local spots, whether it's a coffee shop, a walking trail, or a hidden gem, that you love for mindfulness or reconnection? I know the answer, by the way.
Do you?
I'm going to write it down.
Write it down. I want to see this.
I bet.
I'm going to write it down. It's written down.
Hold on.
Say
Hold
it.
on. Hold on.
The beach.
Yeah.
What did I write? What did I write?
También.
Good job.
Can I tell you, mine doesn't look right because I don't know why I started to write playa, but I wrote bleach.
Bleach.
She drinks
Perfect.
bleach.
Whatever it takes.
The beach is. I mean, we leave.
Look at that.
That's pretty funny.
Look at
Did
you.
you guys, Ben, did you get that on camera? No, the camera was switched off me. What, I turned, my leg hit the chair.
And then he went down all the way.
Gotta go down.
Sorry.
Love it.
Thank you. I'm a professional.
Bless you.
The beach is my favorite place, and we are
Bless you.
so fortunate that we have it on the backyard of our homes. It's right here. Whenever I'm feeling down, I just go to the beach. I bring a little blanket. I just bring some wine if I can, a book, always a book, and I bring my speaker, and then my phone, and that's it. And I disappear. I always get to the beach and I say, I'm gonna be here for like an hour. I stay 3-4 hours, whenever I actually have the time to do it, and I just disconnect completely.
And it's grounding.
It's beautiful.
Is it not?
It's
It is.
amazing.
Why are you making a face at me?
Do you go to the beach?
Obviously, see my
Yeah,
tan.
no,
I know.
I
Do you
see.
see this?
That's why I was I was wondering.
So let me tell you, I think I went to Puerto Rico a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
And I was telling my friends that we went with that we spent one day on the beach and by the pool. And it was like most of the day. So I couldn't have my phone on me because it's right by the water and stuff. It was one of the best days I've had in years.
Really proud of you.
Years.
That's
It was,
cool, huh?
I had the best day. Everyone's like, are you okay? Are you okay? Because I was like just sitting there.
Yeah.
Enjoying the sun and listening to the water and
That's the
looking
best
at the
feeling.
people and not checking my email.
Yes.
And it was one of the best days I've had in
I'm proud of you.
years.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I'm going to make you proud of me too, because I'm finally going to do it. And I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to do it. So
Tomorrow? Well, not tomorrow.
I have to check my calendar. So
Okay, as
we
a
went out
coach,
to
I need a date.
Hold on, I have to look
and
at my
time
calendar.
for
I don't have my
this.
phone. I got to look at my calendar. But my brother and I and Lydia and the boys, we were out to dinner. By now, it's going to be 6 months ago. With
We've eaten since then.
we've eaten since
Just
then.
yet.
We were out to dinner with a friend of my older nephew Michael and her mom, and the mom Shar. So Michael and Zeppelin, her daughter, both go to school at Dreyfus up in West Palm Beach, and they take the train every day. And Shar said that every day she drops Zeppelin off at the train station, and then heads down Hillsborough Boulevard to the beach every day. She walks, and then she gets in the water for a little bit. And Shar, I love her car. She's got a Mini Cooper convertible. She gets in the car, puts the top down, and goes home. Like, I'm going to do it. And Ben, by the way, we're putting in the books. We're going for a bicycle ride. That's
Every
it. I
day?
got to do it. I'm taking action.
Wait,
Every day?
it's
Not every day.
I was actually gonna. My plan is to ask you this Sunday.
You have my phone with my calendar. We'll check.
He'll do it.
And it will get in my
This
calendar.
Sunday.
I can't, but he'll do it. Although I wasn't invited, so it's okay.
It'll-
But
We need this part on the right. Like this is gonna be like a big.
This
Oh,
is-
it's
Dan is doing
it's
well, that,
right?
that's
Yeah.
why I wanted to say it is because,
Awesome.
listen, I want some accountability.
Okay, perfect.
No consequences. I just want accountability. Anyway, so you have been involved with the Y and with Hey, the Hispanic Entrepreneur Initiative. Hey.
Hey.
that's what I think every time I say it.
Hey. What have organizations, including the Y and Hey and organizations like that, what have they meant to you? How have they helped you in your journey?
Oh Wow. And I have to say that this happened recently. So I would say probably like 3-4 years ago. Before, I think like I lived in my own bubble and I was not as involved in the community. And it was also because I was going through the divorce and everything that was happening, right? But then after that, I got to be part of Hey as a board member and meet beautiful, amazing people like Marisol, Yulimar, all of them. I know I need to say it.
And
They
what about
are
us? You met us too.
incredible. And that's how I met you guys. Well, no, we met
Not
in
at Hay, but yeah.
basketball.
We met in
We
basketball.
met in basketball, but we just didn't talk
Yeah,
much
you weren't
at all.
very nice.
Well, plus
always been
Sebastian.
nice.
Sebastian was not on your team.
no, he
And
was always that
so
jerk
good.
that beat us.
Yeah, he was the jerk that
He was-
that freaking Euro step. He's so good.
And then, of course, Mike couldn't handle it anymore. He's
And
like, I
drafted
need him on
That's
my
right.
team. Yep.
He's no
And
dummy.
that's what happened.
He could put up
Despite
with
his
the
mother,
headache.
despite his mother, I'll take him on my team. Yeah.
And that got us closer. So it all worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
But
No, we connected.
yeah.
We talked about this at the Hay event.
Yeah.
The what was it? Is it Festival
Upstairs.
Days?
I think. Oh, was it a festival days?
I think it's during the Boca
think
Chamber
so.
Festival
Festival
Days.
Yes.
We were there, and I'm like, that
know you.
that's Sebastian's mom.
Right.
Like, what is she doing here?
I think you said that jerk.
Probably.
I think that
Who's
sounds more
Sebastian?
accurate.
And then I
Yeah,
went up.
I agree.
I went up and I said, "Hey, I'm Coach Michael. Like, I coach over there." And like, she was nice. And like from that day,
I'm the nicest.
we became friends.
Yes.
Right? It's blossomed into a nice friendship.
It's been.
I'm very appreciative.
I'm very grateful. So of course you asked me what those organizations have done for
Yeah.
me. It's having amazing friends like you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful
is on
for
record.
that.
Oh.
I know I'm saying it.
Uh-oh.
You can keep it.
Delete.
We got to get this clip, and every time she's mean, just
Just
play it.
Oh my.
You're screwed.
But it's the truth. I'm so grateful for the two of you.
Yeah,
We actually have a really nice friendship, I would like to think. And that also helps me with
Look at, you made Ben laugh out loud.
Sorry, I didn't know my mic was on. Sorry.
That's very funny.
this is beautiful. Networking,
Yeah.
meeting a lot of people that all are also involved in the community. And so that it's actually opening my eyes and helping me to realize how beautiful it is to give
Yeah.
back.
And by the way, how about that and again, you don't just work with moms, but there are moms, there are parents that need this help everywhere. Yes, you work with a lot of Latina women because you're a Latina. You speak Spanish, right? So there's a lot of that. However, there are single moms, single dads, people that need to get back in touch with themselves and want to reconnect with their kids. Everybody, whether they're the CEO of a company or whether they're, a entry-level position. So getting involved, I think, with organizations like that helps give you access
Yeah.
to just meeting people. And once they get to know you, they realize, oh, wow, this woman can help me.
Absolutely.
That's-
Yeah, that's definitely one of the benefits of it. And I just love it because I get to meet a lot more people, even if they don't, even if they don't become a client. It's just to
If you
hear
can offer some help.
exactly and hearing their stories and just be part of their own process live, kids, moms at the basketball team and then moms at different events that I attend. Giving workshops because I do also host workshops sometimes and things like that, and that has helped me to have more visibility. So those moms that really need me and are at that point where they recognize I need help,
Well, listen,
and
also,
I know who to reach out to.
Our most recent guest, Fernanda Macedo, we talked with her because when she was going through her struggles, I mean, not that she's not still struggling, we're all still struggling, right? I mean, through life. When she was divorced and a single mom and trying to survive, she said right there on that seat, I didn't know those kind of things were available. I didn't know financial assistance was available. I didn't, so you being out in the community just allows that visibility because people need that.
Exactly.
That's awesome. And so what would you say? What would you say to a mom that is watching right now, that's listening right now, who's feeling overwhelmed and maybe disconnected and lost and not sure where to start?
Well, the first thing I will say is that you're not alone. A lot of moms are going through it. We just don't talk about it. And just being able to be vulnerable and say, I'm struggling. Ask around. Everybody, like you said before, everyone's struggling through life different ways, but everyone is. And just having that conversation. I'm going through this. Sometimes we feel like we are the only ones that are experiencing that huddle or that challenge, and we feel like we shouldn't be talking about it. But what I've realized is the more you talk about it and the more that you ask for help, the better it is for you, because you give yourself a better chance to just become a better person. Especially to moms, what I like to say is it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to feel the way that you're feeling. And if you are really seriously wanting to find yourself and reconnect with your children, I'm here to help.
It's amazing.
Beautiful.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So friends, if you want a daily dose of inspiration, look no further than Frank McKinney's brand new book, Aspirational Thoughts, Inspirational Images. It's a beautiful blend of photography and thought-provoking quotes across themes like action, love, and introspection. Even better, every copy purchased provides over 200 meals for kids in Haiti. That's right.
Over 200.
200 meals.
Amazing.
Frank is a South Florida icon, was a guest on my other podcast, Food, Family, and Philanthropy, that was released this week. Please get your copy today on Amazon or visit the link in our show notes and help change some lives. Literally, just buying an awesome book helps feed people.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
That's awesome.
I'm so fortunate that I got to sit in the room while my brother and Frank talked. And Frank is he's an icon.
Yeah.
Locally. Frank is, what does he call himself? A real estate visionary. A real estate artist or something like that. He builds these mega mansions on the ocean.
Wow.
And how cool is this? He builds communities, self-sustaining communities in Haiti. And for just $8,000 can build one home for a family in Haiti. And he told us that, right, again, for every book, it's over 200 meals can be, a family in Haiti can get from just the purchase of one book. So yeah, for sure. It's an amazing book. He showed us, it's these beautiful photos, it's these beautiful kind of action items and quotes, and it kind of goes along with what you're talking about here, Nathaly, about, the mindset and all that.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And
I got a signed copy, by the way.
You did. You're good. See, me,
big deal.
I'm going to buy a copy and I'm going to feed some families. How do you like them apples?
I do like those apples.
So it's time, Nathaly, for a segment we call the Book of Awesome.
Okay.
So the Book of
That's a
Awesome.
scalpel.
Oh, we got music
I
now.
mean, it's perfect for me.
Explain it first. I don't want to give it to her because she won't listen.
No, I know. She's not listening already.
I just heard awesome, and then I'm like,
You
yeah,
think,
I
oh,
am.
yeah.
Thank you.
So the Book of Awesome is a book that just has all these things that are just kind of awesome in life. And, they feel good. They make you think. They're really kind of cool things. So our ask is that you just flip open to any page, read the headline at the top, and let us know if you think of something
Right,
that
sparks
makes
a memory or...
Yeah, something like that.
Not that page.
Any page you want.
Finding the TV remote after looking forever.
Right?
It's always the kid's fault.
Always. Of course it's the kid's fault.
It's funny when you realize you had it on with you
Of
all
course,
the
the whole time.
the whole time.
The whole time.
I guess if you ask me something that I can say, and this goes back to like the way I think, my mindset. I just take this as if just finding the answers that you're always been looking for, and they were right
They
in
were right
front
there.
of you.
Mhm.
And you always
that.
have the answer.
Like we just talked about, you can lead people to self-discovery. That's what went through my mind was
There you
like,
go.
oh, it's already there.
Nice job, Nathaly.
And I said it.
You hit it.
Did I pass the test?
It's a home
You
run.
did a good job.
It's a home run.
You did a good job.
So now let's get personal for a second.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
You ready?
okay.
You have your phone on you?
Yes.
Take
I
out your
do.
phone.
Okay.
Show us your lock screen. Show the world your lock screen.
Uh-oh.
And tell us kind of what it means.
Yeah. What's the story behind
I
it?
think this is easy.
Yeah.
Do you see it?
I can see
It looks like you can't shoot. Who is that?
that kiddo right there.
My son Sebastian, and this was on his 12th birthday on January. What it means to me?
Yeah.
I think we know
I
that
think we have an
already.
idea. Like you kind of dig him, right?
Yeah.
I love him. He is the most important person in the world, and I actually tell him all the time that what I'm doing right now with moms, he may not understand it right now, but eventually he will. It all comes from him. He came into this world to show me and give me that purpose that I couldn't find before, just kind of like the remote.
Yeah.
be remote. And he was the one that just came to show me and say, Mom, this is it. And I tell him what I do with moms. And he always asks me, Mommy, how many clients you have now? And do you help anyone? And then I tell him, I'm helping them to do what we do now. And then he just laughs and he's like, I'm really proud of you. Oh,
That's
when
cool.
I hear
That's
those
cool.
words, that right there.
One of the things that I've thought for a while, I hate to even tell this to her.
Go ahead.
No, really, one of the things I thought is going to be really cool for Sebastian, and it'll be cool for you. Actually, it'll be cooler for you when he really realizes that he was the start of this. When he really realizes that, oh, wow, my mommy does all this because of me, for me, and because of me. And all these people are impacted. Like, I almost think, have you seen, the video on Instagram and Facebook or whatever, this guy who helped smuggle, or he helped save, hundreds of people survive the Holocaust. And he's in this auditorium sitting in the audience at some event, and somebody stands up, and the speaker says something like, okay, well, whoever, if you survive the Holocaust because of Mr. Jones, I can't remember what it was, please stand up. And like the entire audience stood up around this guy, and he
Oof,
was
I just got chills.
He
I
was
literally just got chills down my
right.
spine.
But like literally, that's what I thought about. I don't know. Maybe it was I watched that video and I thought, I'm like, oh my God, like that could happen for Sebastian. He could be sitting there and somebody say, Sebastian, I just want you to know that indirectly you helped all these people. That'll be cool for him.
That's beautiful.
It'll be cool for you.
Actually, now that I think about it, I love it.
Listen, right? What do they call it? The butterfly effect.
They do call it that.
I call it, yeah. And whenever I talk about that, I actually say that it's like a little snowball.
Yep.
Whatever I do with just one mom, which it's something that I wanted to say, and I'm going to use this as an opportunity. Even though I work with the moms, my main mission and vision and goal is to help the kids.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
They are the ones. They're my purpose.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I have, in order to do that and to get to them, it all starts with the mom.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, listen,
Right
it's something that I've thought of, and I think really the realization came to me the first time that we were in Brazil, when there was one day where I was sitting out on the veranda at Lydia's grandma's house and her aunt and uncle's house, and I was just sort of thinking of people, so we're Jewish. Our grandparents, our mom's parents survived the Holocaust, and they saw their kids were killed. Like, they've experienced these things, and there's no way that you're not broken when that happens. And I thought about, wow, broken people raise broken people raise broken people. And the goal is to make it better every time. And
I'm a little less crazy than
well,
mom.
can I tell? Listen, I tell people all the time. I'm so proud of this guy. He is the best dad I know. He loves his kids so hard. He loves his kids so well. He loves his wife so much. Like, I so admire and aspire. And I'm so proud because, listen, our mom and dad are awesome. They're imperfect like we are. And he's taken what they've done and just amplified it. So it's the same kind of thing. It's all right. You just want to make an impact and make those kids better because the moms were better. And then the snowball, the butterfly effect. I love that.
Nathaly, is there a local or like a local cause or upcoming event that you're looking forward to, that you're part of, that you want to talk about?
Yes, actually, this is something that we started planning recently. And I am going to be part of a workshop for women. And it's one of my friends, she has this group that she just creates different events to take care of, like, the mindset, body, all together. And she invited me to participate. It's going to happen on May 24th.
Cool.
And I'm going to be just conducting a workshop, leading it. And it's going to be
cool.
about the 5 languages of love.
Oh,
Awesome.
all right.
So that is something that is coming up, and I'm really excited. So if you can make it, please, we'll be announcing it. I'll be posting it on Instagram. I would love for moms, and not only moms, is women in general, to come, because I'm going to be talking about how, identifying your language of your love language and how that impacts every relationship. So it's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to it.
I love that. And we'll share your Instagram and stuff later. But I know Ben is able to put up the the technical term, the lower third there, right? So you can see right there at Coach Nathaly, and it's Nathaly at Coach Nathaly on Instagram. So follow Nathaly, and that way you can be kept up to date. And when you announce, people will be able to know that. And by the way, how about Baila Conmigo? Are you gonna go attend Baila Conmigo at the YMCA?
I don't even know if she knows about it.
Do you know about? Come on, we see her at the Baila every year.
I know about it, but I don't know when is it.
May 3rd,
May 3rd.
4 to 8 p.m. I'll be there.
I'll be there
También.
dancing. I've been there.
Are you going to
before.
baila conmigo?
She danced with me last year, as a matter of fact.
I did.
Oh, God.
She stepped all over my feet. She was terrible. Colombian woman can't
Still
dance.
remember me, don't you?
You can't dance. So we wanted to give a quick shout out to a past guest and someone else locally in our community that's doing some amazing work. Andrew Duffel and the Research Park at FAU at Florida Atlantic University. It's amazing to think they are celebrating 40 years of innovation right here in Boca. And so the Research Park is the heartbeat of Florida's tech and entrepreneurship scene. And our friend who my brother's going through Leadership Boca right now with, our friend Abby Sears, she works there, and she is another rock star to keep your eye on. So there are big things happening over at the Research Park. So if you'd like to get some information about the Research Park at FAU, visit researchparkfau.com. Researchparkfau.com to learn more. And so, Nathaly, again, we are grateful that you made time to be with us today, really. And I think you've brought some insight, some heart, and actionable wisdom that is going to help a lot of people. So I want to say, like, I know we have fun and we laugh and we bust each other's chops, but really I am glad because I know that somebody watching right now or listening right now is going to have the strength and the courage. If they're looking for a sign to make their relationship better with a kid, with their family, to take better care of themselves, if they're looking for a sign, this is the sign.
Yes.
So I just want to say thank you.
Yeah, and friends, if you want to connect with Coach Nathaly, which you better, check out NathalyMora.com and follow at Coach Nathaly. Again, Nathaly, Nathaly, on Instagram. And how amazing is this?
So cool. Thank you.
She's offering 20% off her 8-week coaching program for our viewers and listeners. Just mention the podcast, Digital Mayors, when you reach out to her. I think that's so cool.
Yeah, thank you for doing that.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me, for having me. I have so much fun.
Good.
And I love you guys. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to use this platform to be able to reach out to those moms that are looking for help.
Yes. Thank you. And if you need to buy or sell or finance any real estate, or if you're looking for your honeydew list to be done or some remodeling, please head to nathansonbrothers.com, and our teams are going to take great care of you.
Yes, we will.
For sure.
And if you loved this episode, please send it to a friend and help us grow this amazing community, please.
Yes. And subscribe. Please leave us a 5-star review. We would love that. And follow us on Instagram at the Digital Mayors Podcast. You can follow us on Facebook as well. And we just want to say again, thank you. And to everybody watching, thank you for tuning in. And bye for now. Thank you, guys.
Sir.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Whoa!
That's awesome. There was some good stuff.
There's a lot of good stuff. You're awesome. Boots and cats. Boots and cats. Boots and cats.